All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to dive into the 2024 first quarter real estate report from Maine. We're going to go over the housing prices. I'm going to cover 5 sections, and we're going to first start with the entire state of Maine, just to give you an idea of how housing prices compare in the entire state compared to other states. And then we're going to break down the state into 5 regions. These 5 regions are what I consider the most important regions in terms of where the most of the people live in the state of Maine. We're going to talk about southern Maine. We're going to talk about the greater Portland area. Then we're going to zoom up to Lewiston and Auburn, cut over to Augusta, and then we're finally going to end in Bangor, which is what I call northern Maine, but it really isn't. If you look at a map, it's kind of still central Maine. But really, for me, anything north of Bangor to me is like almost Canada. So those are the 5 major markets. We're going to talk about houses, the prices, the days on market, how fast houses are selling, and what the median price is. What you are going to discover is Maine is a pretty hot market still. It's kind of still a seller's paradise, but if you're a buyer, there are options. Matter of fact, I just got 3 buyers under contract here in Maine. They're all closing this month from this channel. So it is possible, guys. You just have to know the strategy and how to go about it. So if this is of interest to you, then I'd encourage you to grab a hot cup of coffee, maybe your favorite bagel, put some lox on it, some chives, sit back, relax, because we're going to get after that information right now. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel here at Live Life in Maine. My name is Scott Tebow. I'm a broker with eXp Realty. I'm also an investor. I'm also a consultant. I have bought, sold, flipped properties really since 1998. I actually own, my wife and I own a commercial property here actually as well. But more importantly than all that, guys, I'm a dad. I'm a father of 5. I have 2 grandchildren. My wife and I should say have 2 grandchildren, 2 boys, and we actually got another one on the way, and she's going to be a little girl, so we're all excited. The first girl grandchild in our family. Looking forward to it. I think she's going to come here sometime in October. I'm not quite sure of the birth date. Mom's being a little discreet about it, but we're excited nonetheless. Guys, I'm a veteran. I served the United States military in the Navy from 86 to 94. And what I realized during my time in the military and after that is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you have the discipline to be able to help people through the process of buying or selling a home, specifically for me here in Maine, then you know, I believe that if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So that's my kind of motto. Guys, we get calls, texts, phone calls. We get calls, texts, and emails all the time asking us to help people move here in Maine. Got sellers asking us to help them sell their property. We love it. So whether you're looking to move here or you're already here or sell here, you know, in 9 days, 90 days, 9 months, maybe sometime in the future, send us a text, send us a call, create a comment, book a Zoom call with us, and we'd be happy to help you make that smooth move to Maine. Guys, as I said in this episode, we're going to go over the March 2024 numbers for Maine, and they are increasing, believe it or not. And there's a couple reasons for why that is. I think there's more than a couple reasons, but really Maine is one of the safest states in the country, and I cannot overstate that enough, especially with all the craziness that's happening throughout the rest of this country. I'm finding, and a lot of my peers are finding, there's an influx of people wanting to move and are moving to Maine. Maine is in the top 10 of most moved to states in 2023, and that trend is not changing. The other challenge that's not trending is there's not enough houses to meet the demand, not only in Maine, obviously, but across the country. So this is still a seller's market, but I will tell you, if you are a buyer, there are definitely strategies and plans and tips that you can do to help you buy homes in Maine or buy a home in Maine. As a matter of fact, just to toot my own horn, I actually have two YouTubers, I shouldn't say YouTubers, two people that came to me through this channel under contract right now on houses that they are buying. One's from Pennsylvania and one's from Utah, due to be both closing this month. And I actually have a seller that's closing this month who was already here, but he's being relocated to the state of Washington. So he asked me if I would help him sell his house, and that's closing actually this week. So just as an example, guys, this is the purpose of this channel, is just to be a resource for you, to help you stay educated on the Maine market and what's going on, everything from what it's like to live here to the real estate, housing prices, to different market trends, to really whatever you ask for. In general, I do a lot of these videos based upon your request. But we are at the end of, we're actually at the beginning of April now, and I thought it would be important to get these numbers out to you, just so you have an idea of what's going on in Maine. These numbers are ending March 31st, 2024. And I am a little bit late on this video because we had, as you probably know, a whopper of a storm come up the East Coast, nor'easter. Got like 2 feet of snow in kind of western and further north of where I am. The problem we had here in southern Maine is the temperatures were still relatively warm, like 34, 35. So we got heavy wet snow, which caused a lot of trees to come down and pop in power lines. So my wife and I and a lot of people were without power. We just got it back this weekend. I got mine back on Saturday. Today's Monday, April 8th. But I have buddies that still are without power, and some that just got it back like last night. So kind of hard to do a YouTube video in my YouTube studio when I have no power. I have a generator, however, you know, I don't have everything powered in the house. So unfortunately, my YouTube studio had to take a back seat until we got power back. But anyways, I'm back. Everything's good. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's safe. No major issues. Not that you care, because you don't really know me, but here we go. You're following this video because you want to know the market update. All right, guys. So what I like to do is I like to just talk about Maine as a whole and first, just to give you an idea of what's going on in the whole state of Maine, because the market is very dynamic. Southern Maine and Northern Maine might as well be two different states. Because it is very different what the houses are and the prices are and what's happening in those two regions. And then you got peppered in there, you got Central Maine, Western Maine, we call it a Mid-Coast Maine, you got Down East Maine. Those markets, every market I call in that 5 sections of Maine, some of them are very different from others. So that's why I kind of give you an update, not just on one specific region in Maine, but kind of the whole state of Maine. And then I cover different regions just to give you an idea of the different prices around the state. So let's start with the whole state of Maine first. March 2024, the absorption rate for houses in Maine was 2.2 months or 66 days. So what does that mean, the absorption rate? That means based upon the pace of what houses are selling for right now, if there are no more houses brought onto the market in the entire state of Maine, no more inventory, it would take approximately 2.2 months or 66 days for those houses to be sold out and there are no houses available. So that's the absorption rate. Now guys, in a balanced market, you want that absorption rate 4, 5, 6 months, right? The lower the absorption rate, the higher the price of the house, because the lower the absorption rate, the lower the supply, the higher the demand. And when you have low supply and high demand, it's a seller's market. When you have a balanced market, right, 4, 5, 6 months, supply and demand is about equal, so it's give and take on both sides. And then obviously, if you have a high absorption rate, right, above 6 months, I'm going to say, lower demand, higher supply, it's like anything, prices would be less. So the biggest challenges right now across this country in the housing market, and it's not just, you know, it's not just Maine, it's the whole country, is there's not enough houses and interest rates are still high. So it's keeping the demand is still there, excuse me, but it's keeping the supply down, because if you're a homeowner and you're in that 2, 3, even 4% interest rate, you're probably not going to put your house on the market unless you're forced to. You know, you move in, divorce, something happened, a life change, something happened. You're not going to put your house on the market because you're just going to be going into a higher interest rate. So they're kind of sitting tight, and unfortunately, that's what's happening across the rest of the country. We need to actually get interest rates down. I've said in other videos, and I'm going to predict it now, I believe we are going to be around a 6%, maybe a little bit lower than a 6% interest rate come the end of the year. And then when that happens, you're going to see the market heat up in a frenzy. Now, I'm going to say this to you guys. If you're a buyer out there and you're waiting for those interest rates to come down, I understand institutionally it makes sense, but it really doesn't, guys, because what you're really doing is you're waiting for more and more and more competition to come. There are a lot of buyers on the sidelines thinking the interest rates are too high and they'll get back in the game when the interest rates go lower. You're not alone. Everybody's going to get back in the game. Again, the demand is already there. There's not enough supply. When that supply comes up because interest rates are going to go down and more homeowners are going to sell their houses, that demand is only going to go up too. So guys, you're just going to create more and more competition. And when the demand goes up, even if the supply is going up, those prices are going to go up. So I feel for you if you're a first-time home buyer out there. It is a tough market to be buying in any part of this country, to be buying a home. But that being said, it is possible. I just said I have a friend now from Utah, former veteran like myself, a lot younger than I am. Got a house that that we hopefully be closing on here at the end of the month. Went through the inspections, got it all worked out. Found a house, got him under contract, well within his budget, which actually was less than $200,000. Now I don't typically deal in that market and that pricing range, but he's a veteran. So as I said on this channel, if you're a veteran, and it doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not, but if you're a veteran, I pledge that I will work with you one-on-one to get you what you need, what you and your family need if you're looking here to move in Maine. That's my commitment to us fellow brothers, sisters, fathers, daughters, mothers, all of us who signed on that dotted line to give our lives if we had to in lieu of protecting our country. But again, I'm going to digress. So Maine. 2.2 absorption rate months, 66 days. The median list price in 2024, March of 2024, median list. So what's median? Median is, I like to use median because median is half the houses are higher and half the houses are lower. Median is right in the middle. I don't like to use average because I think average, while it's important to understand average, I don't think average is a good barometer of the houses. So yeah, on average you're going to pay X, but if you're looking within a certain budget and you look at that average price of a home and you say that's above or below my budget, you're probably going to dismiss that area. I don't like to do that. I like to say median because it's right in the middle. So if there's 10 houses, then the median price is going to be number 5, right? If every house was a different price, right? If there's 100 houses, it's going to be whatever that median price was around the 50th, right? Right in the middle. So median list price in March of 2024 in Maine is $399,000, or was. This ended March 2024. March was $399,000. Now this is up, guys, from March of 2023, which is $381,500. That's a 4.59% increase in just what houses are being listed for on the market in general in Maine. And the median sale price, which is probably what you're really interested in, is $369,950. And in March of 2023, it was $325,000. So this has come up quite a bit in Maine. That's a 13.83% increase. So if you're a buyer, housing prices are getting more expensive across the state of Maine in general. If you're a seller, you're seeing the appreciation of your house going up, in this example, across the state of Maine, 13.83% in general in the state of Maine. The median, I keep on saying average, the median days on market is 14 days. So that means between the time the house comes on the market and the house is taken off the market, it's 14 days or 2 weeks, which is pretty quick, guys, which tells me if that's the median, that means some are higher, some are lower. You still get some cash buyers out there. And I know this for a fact because that house I sold for a person I met off YouTube was a cash deal, $10,000 over what he asked. So they're still out there. Not as much as it was 2 years ago, but definitely some cash players out there still, cash buyers. The total houses that were sold in March in Maine was 1,022 homes, and there are actually right now 3,099 total listings or houses for sale in the entire state of Maine, which is kind of low when you consider there's 1.4 million people here. But it is March. We're starting to come out of winter. Things are starting to thaw out. Actually, we're in April right now, but these are March numbers. Things are starting to thaw out. And as the temperature heats up, you're going to see the Maine market heat up, and you're going to see a lot more activity as we come out of the first quarter of 2024. So, guys, that's all of Maine, just to give you an idea of what is happening in Maine. But again, as I said, the state is very dynamic. Things in northern Maine are very different than they are in southern Maine. So what I like to do is I'm going to break this down into kind of 5 sections of the state of Maine. I'm going to start with York County, which is the southernmost county in Maine. I call that southern Maine, part of southern Maine. It's kind of where I live. So then we're going to start with that one first. And in York County, so here's the difference between all of Maine and southern Maine. In York County, the absorption rate is 1.88 months or 56.4 days, which means same thing, guys. If based upon the inventory that we have for sale right now, it would all be gone in 56.4 days if another house wasn't brought on the market, based upon how fast houses are selling right now in southern Maine. But that being said, here's some interesting statistics. The median list price in southern Maine is $549,900, or I should say in York County, which is the southernmost county in Maine. So the median list price, $549,900. This is down from the median list price in March of 2023, which was $585,100, down 6.2%. But guys, it really doesn't matter because this next statistic, I can't talk this morning, the median sale price is actually up 10.91%. So the median sale price in March of 2024 was $462,500 compared to this time last year of $417,000. So why is the median list price versus the median sale price different? I think what is happening, and it's starting to happen more and more, is you got these sellers that are coming out of the fog of they wanted top dollar for their house, and they were kind of still back in the just post right after COVID when the market was in a frenzy and they're thinking their houses were getting $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 over asking price. That's not happening nearly as much anymore. So sellers are starting to get grounded, coming down to understand what your house is really worth. And here's a fact, guys. If you're a seller, do you want to reach for that top highest dollar, or do you want to advertise that top highest dollar you think your house is worth? Because I'm going to tell you, when you do that, if you're a seller, when you do that, you're limiting your buyers, but you're also bringing in buyers, if there aren't as many, but you're bringing in buyers that are looking for reasons why not to pay that top dollar. They're looking for reasons, generally in an inspection, of why they shouldn't pay that top dollar, even though they're interested in your house. Now, when you take your house and you list it on what is kind of what I say, kind of what the market will bear, right? I understand you may think it's worth more, but you put it in a price range based upon a competitive market analysis of what things are being sold for generally in the area. That's going to do 2 things for you. That's number one, going to bring more buyers to your house to look at, and then it's going to create, because you're bringing more buyers, you're going to create more competition amongst the buyers, and now you got buyers looking for reasons why they want the house more. I understand it doesn't make kind of sense in your mind maybe because you think you want top dollar, and it's not that you won't get it, but it's the way you list it and the way you market it. If you market it for top dollar, you're going to limit your buyers and you're going to have more buyers that are thinking what's wrong, looking for issues with what's wrong with the house. And the house may stay on the market longer, which is then starts to say what's wrong with this house. Versus if you put it on the market for kind of what the average or even median list prices in the area based upon competitive market analysis is that if you're partnering with a real estate agent, they should be able to provide this for you. Somebody who's experienced and knows what they're doing is going to be able to give you this information. If you put it on that, I guarantee you're going to get more and more buyers trying to buy your house, creating a competition, which means it's going to drive the price of your house up. So just a little tidbit for you sellers out there. I get it. You think your house is worth a lot of money, and I'm sure it is. It's all on how you market it, or all on how you have your listing broker market it to get the best value for your dollar. And I want to say this, and remember this, I have this conversation with sellers all the time. At the end of the day, you're in control. So if you don't get any purchase and sale offer for a price that you like, you can just reject it. You don't have to accept anything. A lot of sellers think they're at the mercy of getting these offers and working with these listing brokers and maybe getting beat down. You're not. At the end of the day, you're in control, but you also have to understand what's going on in the market, what houses are going for, what the desirable reason why people want to buy your house, and have that listed at an appropriate number that's going to create a lot of buyers coming to your house and creating more competition amongst the buyers, actually driving up your house. I hope that makes sense. I don't know why I digressed there, other than just saying that the sale price, the median sale price of houses in York County went up 10.91% from $417,000 in March of 2023 to $462,500 in March of 2024. Now, the median days on market in York County is 10 days. There were 212 houses sold in the month of March in York County, and there are actually right now 453 listings available. So what that is telling me, based upon last year's numbers, is the inventory is starting to come up. It's still not a balanced market, but the inventory is starting to rise. So that's York County. That covers like Wells, Kennebunk, Algonquin, Biddeford, Saco. What else? You got Kittery. You got kind of that coastal region right coming in the Maine, and then you got Sanford, and you got Alfred. You got some of these other counties, some of these other towns as you go further west, closer to the New Hampshire border. So that's York County. It's the second most populated county in the state of Maine, next to Cumberland County, which is where we're going to go to next, which is the greater Portland area. Now, Portland is kind of the flagship city of Maine. Most people have heard about Portland, Maine. Fantastic place for restaurants and things to do there. I did a video not too long ago on Portland, Maine, so if you're interested in that, click on that video and I'll tell you kind of the pros and cons of Portland, Maine. I'm not going to spoil what I said in that video, but if you're interested in that, look at Portland, Maine in terms of why or why not you might want to live there. But we're going to go to the greater Portland area. Absorption rate, or the number of days on market. So the absorption rate in greater Portland is 1.42 months or 42.6 days. Again, all the houses, everything would be sold at this current clip of how fast houses are coming off the market in 42.6 days if not another house was listed. The median list price in March of 2024 in the greater Portland region was $595,000. This is down again from the median list price in March of 2023 of $617,000, down 3.57%. Again, while the list price is down, that doesn't mean houses are selling for less, because the median sale price of houses in the greater Portland region in March was $532,000. compared to $455,000 this time last year, making the change of 16.92%. So houses are selling in March of this year 16.92% higher than they sold for in March of 2023. Median days on market was 6 days. They're coming off the market pretty fast. Total sold in the month of March was 221 properties, and total active listings, there's currently 438 properties available in the greater Portland region to buy, according to the multiple listing services data. All right, guys, we're going to now go from Portland. We're going to kind of head a little north and a little west, and we're going to go up to the Lewiston and Auburn market. This market is the second largest market in terms of people living there, the metropolitan area. You got Lewiston, you got Auburn, you got Minot, you got Poland, you got Turner, you got kind of Lisbon, right in that area. If you look at Lewiston and Auburn on a map, you'll understand what I'm talking about. In Lewiston and Auburn, the absorption rate was 1.31 months, or 39.3 days. Going pretty fast up there. Median sale price, median list price, $339,000. This is up 32.94%, guys, from last year this time, where the median list price was $255,000. The median sale price, however, is $315,000. So about what, 20,000, 25,000 less. Oh, I can't add 40 up, 15, 25, about 20, 50, I can't add 15, 30, 25,000. Yeah, I had it right. $25,000 less, about $25,000 less than what the median list price is. However, last year, houses were selling, the median sold price was $272,500. So this year, in March, houses sold for around $315,000. Last year in March, they sold for $272,500, which means the percentage of change is about 15.60%, which means houses in March of 2024 went for 15.6% more, higher than they did of March of 2023. Median days on the market is 14 days. Total sold in this area, kind of the Lewiston Auburn, was 83 houses sold in March, and total there's 119 properties available in this region currently as of March 31st, 2024. So kind of looking at these statistics, you're seeing a lot of more people. They're moving away from the coast a little bit, from getting a lot of, the houses are not as affordable as you are getting into the Lewiston Auburn. It's almost the Central Maine market. Some people would call that the Central Maine market, Androscoggin County, but there's definitely more activity in this area of the state, according to these March numbers. All right, guys, so we're in Lewiston, Auburn. So we started in York County, and then we went up to kind of greater Portland, which is kind of in southern Maine still. We jetted up 95 to the Lewiston and Auburn market. And now we're going to head we're going to head east, and we're going to head west into the Augusta, Central Maine market, Kennebec County. In Central Maine and Augusta market, 1.72 months of inventory is what's available on the market right now. That means everything would be sold in 51.6 days if nothing else came on the market. That's the absorption rate. And the median list price in the Central Maine market, Augusta, is $344,818. Again, guys, list price, this is lower than it was last year, this time, of $352,000, which is 2.04%. Now, guys, I get the list price is important, but you're not really interested in the list price. You're interested in what the houses are selling for, and this, again, is a change. Trends are going up. So median sale price in March of 2024 in the Kennebec County, Augusta area was $288,750. This is up 10% from what it was March of 2023 of $262,500. Median days on market is 21. The median sold, the total sold in March was 78. And the total active listings in the central Maine, kind of Kennebec County, Augusta, Waterville area is 218. And then finally, guys, we're up in Lewiston and Auburn. We're going to just head a little bit further north and a little bit further east, and we're going to hit the Bangor area, Penobscot County. Got Bangor, Brewer. I'll throw Orono in there. I'll throw Old Town in there. Kind of that area. The median list price, they're more based upon the Bangor numbers. The absorption rate. 2.27 months or 68.1 days. So things are selling not as fast in the Bangor market as in the other areas that I've just gone over, but they're kind of on the average of what's happening in Maine, which is about 66 days as a whole. So 68.1 days of inventory on the market. Median list price, $269,000 in the Bangor area, compared to $224,500 this time last year, March 2023, which is a 19.82% increase. So as I said, guys, depends on where you are in the state, depends on different pricing factors. You can't take the whole state and just throw it under one blanket number because it is very different. The median sale price in the Bangor area is $250,000 compared to last year. This time it was $225,000, which is an increase of 11.11%. And the median days on market is 14 days on market median. Total sold was 96, and the total active listings is 313. So guys, again, what I try to do is give you a report on the different sectors of Maine. This obviously doesn't cover a lot of Maine. There's, if you're interested in the mid-coast or down east or western Maine, then drop me a comment or send me an email or a text, and I can pull those numbers for you as well. I just find that if you look at these three regions, York County, including the greater Portland area, Lewiston, Auburn, Augusta, Central Maine, and Bangor, I'm going to say, and I haven't done it, but I'll pull it up, I'm going to say that's probably where 80% of the people who live in the state of Maine live, in and about those areas. This doesn't count for Aroostook County, or we call the county, which is way up north, Prescott, Holton, Caribou. I don't even play in that market. I'm not up there. It's a long ways from here. It's 6-7 hours from here. I wouldn't be doing you justice if you were looking for a property up there. I can partner with somebody for you up there, or I can hand you off to somebody up there, but it's just not the market that I play in. And in terms of jobs and things to do, I'd say there's a lot of things to do in northern Maine if you love the outdoors, but the job market is very limited compared to southern Maine, where the majority of the jobs are, or even in central Maine. It's kind of what drives the Maine economy, is obviously where the people are, there's more jobs, and it is what it is. So guys, in closing, I'm going to say this to you. Maine, I can't stress it enough. There's pros and cons anywhere you go, but Maine is a very, Maine is a very desirable state to live in. Between the quality of life, some of you may think these housing prices are high or, costly. Maine is the cheapest state to live in New England in terms of housing. Quality of life, safety, the things to do, the scenic beauty, just the breathtakingness, and just the pace, kind of quality of life, really makes Maine a desirable location. And it's one of the reasons why, it's many of the reasons why people are moving here. And it's not a secret anymore, right? The advent of social media and marketing and all the news outlets that you can get to really is starting to expose some of these states that you would have really never thought of before the internet. And Maine is one of those states that's being exposed. Got to be careful. We don't want to change the heritage here. I still think it won't get changed that much, because at the end of the day, you got to like the snow, You gotta like the cold. Yeah, we have beautiful 4 seasons. So yeah, everybody comes here in the summer, and then they come in the fall for the foliage and all that. And then you got your skiers and snowboarders and snowmobile people coming up here in the winter. But for the most part, people aren't staying here. Again, 1.49 million people, 1.4 million people. Maybe that'll go to 1.6, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. But again, Maine is in general a small market in terms of how many people live here compared to, other parts of the country. Shoot, if you go to, I see Dallas, Texas a lot. There's more people that live in greater Dallas than live in all the state of Maine. So just food for thought. Again, guys, here to help, Scott Tebow, real estate broker, eXp Realty. I would encourage you to check out eXp Realty if you're looking at agents, regardless of where you are. If you're looking to move to Maine or some other place, or even you just like this channel and you're thinking about doing something somewhere else, look at eXp. And the reason why I say that is there is some changes coming in the real estate industry. You might have heard about it, you might not have. Soon, sellers are not going to be required to offer a buyer broker, buyer commissions. Now, honestly, guys, they never have been forced. They never had to. But it was a unilateral decision that when I bring a house on for sale, I want to be able to compensate a buyer broker, because I want those buyers, those buyer brokers, to bring their buyers to my house that I'm trying to sell for my clients. So I don't really see a lot of change. I think there's a lot of confusion in the market, but I don't see a lot of things changing. One of the biggest things that's going to change is as a buyer broker. So if you're looking to move to Maine and you want to engage with me and you ask me what my fee is, I'm going to tell you what my fee is, but I'm also going to tell you what I'm going to do for that. Now, I think that's very important. It should be transparent. I've always done that. But there are a lot of buyer brokers out there that are so used to just getting compensated by the seller or being compensated. They just say, yeah, I'll help you buy a house. And they never tell you what they're going to do for it, because they know they're going to get paid if you buy a house for them. So you just got to be careful of when you contract with a real estate agent, on both sides, listing or buying. But on the buying side, I'm talking about right now, what are they actually gonna do for you? And I like to have those conversations up front and be transparent before we go too far down the road, just so you have a clear understanding of how it works when you work with me and my team here at Live Life in Maine. And I haven't lost any. But it's just, I think it's important that you understand how that process works. And also understand that in some cases, the seller may not be willing to compensate. Now, I don't really see that happening, but I have to say that because the National Association of Realtors just settled saying that sellers generally are not required. I don't see that happening, because when I list houses, I always tell my seller, if you want buyers to come here, you should offer something. And furthermore, all the comps, the competitive market analysis, everything that's going on in the area has all been sold based upon the seller paying that 5-6% commission and it being split between the listing broker and the buyer broker. So I really don't see much changing, other than there has to be more transparency between the buyer brokers and their clients. But again, guys, if you're looking to move here, if you're looking to sell here, if you're looking to invest here, this channel is a resource for you. Reach out. Here to help. This is what we do. I do this all the time. This is all I do. And I hope this information was helpful to you. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down in the comment section. I'll put my information at the end of this video just so you have it again. And I hope this helps you make a decision if you are going to move here, or if you're already living here and you want to move into a different part of the state, or if you're looking to sell here. Reach out to me, guys. I'd love to help you. I'd love to work with you. It's just what I do every day. And as I said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. All right, guys. Stay safe. Have a fantastic week. And I will talk to you next week. Scott Tebow, over and out.